Good evening, ladies and not-so-gentlemen. This is now the month of All Hallows Eve, where your greatest nightmares become reality. Horrors even greater than waking up next to Dylan Mulvaney. Terrors even more sadistic than being forced to apologize for speaking facts. No! Wait! Finding out your favorite pub where you get your beer and burger offer for $5.99 has now been turned into an overpriced coffee house, and the regulars are these horrible, disgusting people.
Are you more concerned about the protection of a painting or the protection of our planet and people?
Or... oh, sorry about that. Fuck it. Let's just carry on with the review. The Evil Dead series is one of the greatest horror series around. It's up there with the great gore fests and puts Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell on the map, leading to Raimi's later successes with Darkman, A Simple Plan, and obviously the Spider-Man trilogy from the 2000s. While Campbell would carry on practically stealing the show in everything he ever appeared in, no matter how great or bad it was. But let's not waste any more time. We begin with The Evil Dead, from 1981. Filmed in the late 1970s on a shoestring budget, the first Evil Dead starts off with Ash and his friends driving to a cabin in the woods. And the cabin is, well...
a fucking shithole.
Ash and his friends come across a tape recorder, a strange-looking dagger, and a strange-looking book with a front cover that looks like a rectangular Klaus Schwab. But strange things start happening to Cheryl, leading her to run out into the woods, only to be attacked by the trees, who get a little hands-on, shall we say.
You dirty, dirty bastard.
And before you know it, things go tits up. Ash's sister attacks everyone. Everyone else eventually starts turning into deadites, and Ash must fight to survive. The Evil Dead was a big hit with audiences thanks to the creative approach of Raimi despite his limited resources. The actors really got hurt doing their own stunts since they couldn't afford actual stuntmen, and the grainy film, tight shots and constant howl of the wind gives a real sense of isolation and atmosphere. I love that the unseen demon at the beginning was just Sam and Ted Raimi mounting a camera to a 2x4, creating one of the more creepier long tracking shots ever executed in movies. It establishes the demon's point of view and is a great example of how even with limited resources you can still pull off something memorable with a bit of creative thinking. And the fact that you never see it makes it more intimidating. The Deadites genuinely come across evil and sadistic, mocking the character's suffering inflicted upon them like a demonic school bully.
Don't you see, Ash, they're alive!
Even Ellen Sandweiss, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, defended the controversial scene where the tree attacks her in certain places. So of course that would happen. It's called The Evil Dead. They're supposed to do evil shit. If you're expecting Ash sprouting one-liners, then you might be let down. He isn't really the boneheaded badass we all love in this one. He's kind of a dweeby guy, forced to take action in order to survive, but he's still sympathetic. And I was still hoping he would make it out alive. The acting isn't the best. In fact, while not awful, it can often be unintentionally hilarious.
I'll go to hell. I'm not honking at you.
Well, it might not be that bad.
No.
Oh, you bastards! Why are you torturing me like this? Why?
The cheap-looking effects do look a little noticeable at times. In fact, most of the time, but there's still a charm to it. In fact, halfway through filming, they ran out of money, forcing Raimi, Campbell and Rob Taper to go through a lot of trouble to get the money to finish the movie. Thankfully, in 1980, the film was completed. It went through other troubles, especially with the censors, but thankfully it pulled through, and there's no denying the impact this had, especially during the days of the video nasties. It's a funny, campy, disturbing and shamelessly gruesome affair that deserves its stamp in the horror genre.
But wait! There's more!